Hi everyone, my name is Elijah Nkeren Peter. I'm currently under a cloud internship with TechnoHacks, and today I'll be taking on my task 2. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to set up and use cloud storage using AWS S3. The first step will be for me to create an S3 bucket, which is a container for storing objects in the cloud. Step 2, I will upload a few files into the bucket and organize them. Step 3, which is going to be the final stage, will be for me to set permissions on those files, making some files to be private and some to have public access. AWS S3 is a reliable and scalable solution for storing data in the cloud. So let's get started as I log into my AWS S3 management console. I'm already in the AWS management console. These are my recently visited services: S3, EC2, Elastic Cloud Compute, IAM, CloudWatch, Billing and Cost Management, AWS Compute Optimizer. You have it here in the console home because I've recently visited these services. Sometimes if you log into the management console, you may not have it like this, and so what you need to do, if you don't go through search, you can click on the menu, and of course, if you are going to, this is being arranged alphabetically, so storage, which is S3, is going to be the last. You can scroll down. If you scroll down, you find it, or you can find it still here under recently visited. You find it here, S3 scalable storage in the cloud. I'm going to click on it. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do, remember I told us that every object in S3 is stored in a bucket in order for us to upload files, and so I'm going to click on create bucket. Now I haven't clicked on create bucket. Before me here are the two types of buckets. What I have it here is the bucket type. I have the general purpose and I have the directory. When it comes to the general purpose allows a mix of storage classes that are redundantly store objects across multiple availability zones, while the directory allows you to store objects within a single availability zone. The general purpose is mostly used, so I'm going to go by this general purpose. The next thing will be for me to name my bucket. I'm going to name it Elijah Intern Demo. I'm going to scroll down. Now under block public access settings for this bucket, remember when we talk about AWS S3, we are talking about accessing data, having data stored virtually online. Traditionally we access our data via a physical drive, a physical computer, but this time around we are going to access our data online. We are going to access our data that is stored virtually. And so sometimes we may want to give access to the data publicly. Sometimes we may want to block access to the data. So here I'm going to untick this to give access to every data that is going to be stored in the bucket. I'm going to check this box that says I acknowledge that the current settings might result in this bucket and the object within becoming public. Okay, I'm going to leave every other configuration as it is, and I will go ahead and click on create bucket. Now the bucket has been successfully created. I'm going to click on view details at the top right corner. View details. Now the name of my bucket is Elijah Intern-Demo. Currently we do not have any object stored in the bucket. That is why we find the object to be 0. So what I'm going to do now is to upload an object, is to upload a file. I'm going to add a file. Let me add let me go to my document under internship with TechnoHacks. I'm going to upload the first file. It's an HTML file. I'll click on open, and I'm going to click on upload. The upload is succeeded. I'm going to click on close. Now I'm going to refresh so as to have the bucket, the object rather, that is being stored in the bucket to be visible. Now this is the object that has been stored in the bucket. You can look at the metadata of the object. You can as well look at the properties of the object, the permissions, the metrics, the access point of the object that is being stored in the bucket. Now let's go for the permissions first. Now under the permission, I'm going to click on the, okay, let me go to the object first. Let me click to open the object. Now if I launch this URL, you'll notice that what I have here says access denied. The reason is because I've not granted public access to the file. That is the reason why I have it denied. Now I will go back to the object. I'll go back to the file and grant the relevant access so that it can be accessed publicly. Now I'll go to the general purpose bucket. That is the general console of the bucket, and I'm going to launch it again under permission. Under permission, I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to click on edit. As you can see, it's unchecked. I'll click on save. I'll click on confirm. I'll click confirm. Now under access control list, okay, I'm going to enable it. Then I'll click on I acknowledge that ACLS will be restored. I'll click on save. Now if I go to the access control list again, you see it's enabled for me to edit, and so I'm going to give everyone the read access. Okay, I'm going to give everyone the read access. I'm going to give them the read access, and I will check this box to say I understand the effect of these changes on my object and bucket. Then I'll click on save changes. Now with this, if I go back to the object, if I click on it, then I want to launch the URL again. I'm going to refresh. It's still showing access denied. Let me go back and check what the issue is. I'll go back and check what the issue is. Now let me go to permission. I'm going to edit the permission. Okay, everyone public access. I'll give read. Okay, I'll give read. Then I'll click on I'm going to click on save changes. Good. Successfully edited access control list for object presentation. That is the name of the object. The name of the file is presentation tax 3. And so with this, let me go back to the bucket. I'll click on it. If I launch the URL, as you can see, I now have access to the file Cloud Computing Internship Presentation by Elijah Peter. This is the file that we have access to right now. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Thank you for watching.